So this is a staircase up signal what I am getting over here. So now, for example, I was talking about an auto electric signal. So auto electric, whenever signals, the engine starts, you have there some ignition waveform. So this is for the ignition. So when engine starts, these are the ignition output what you get. So this signal is basically used into the auto electronics industry or electric vehicle industry, that when they are testing something, so then what kind of signal they get when they do the start the engine, that is the ignition. So these are some different kind of the arbitrary waveforms what we have. Now let me go back again and go to this sine wave. I have selected sine wave. Right now I had set all these three signals for the channel 1. Now if I select a channel 2, say for example if I select a channel 2 and if I do output on, I am getting a sine wave. Now if I want to change this sine wave to triangular, say for example I go to the home, I go to the triangular, say for our square wave, say if I go for the square wave, so now I am getting it for the square wave, because now I am using this output. If I want to change at the same time, if I want to change channel 1 to right now it is at sine wave, if I want to change it for triangular, so this channel 1 and channel 2 selection I will have to do it from here. If I want to go it here, channel 2, if I want to do it over channel 1. So now channel 2 I have set it for square wave. Now channel 1, if I go, if I see connect channel 1, it is sine wave. Now if I change this channel 1, if I change this channel 1 to say RAM, now this is RAM. Let me go back, channel 2 it is square wave. Now I have to change channel 2, so I will have to select channel 2. Now I will go back here, I will say sine, now it is sine. So whatever the channel you are changing, with the channel 1 or channel 2, I will have to change it from here. This is for channel 1 selection, this is for channel 2 selection. So these are the two selections, and then the same, you have to select home and set the function, change the frequency, amplitude parameters from the touch screen. So this is how you are selecting different waveforms from here, the continuous and this thing. Now let me go back, say again, let me go back to say channel 1. I'm going to connect it to channel 1 and doing output to off. Now let me go to the this one. Now I am selecting the modulation function. Now these are the different modulation outputs available: amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, the phase modulation, ASK, FSK, PSK and the PWM. Now whatever the channel 1 signal what you are having by default is for channel 1, now it is RAM, so I will have to select it for the first for the carrier. So this is my carrier. So whatever the default frequency will be, that will be carrier. We all know that in amplitude modulation the carrier frequency is the higher carrier frequency. So I will select this to the 1 megahertz. I am selecting it this to 1 megahertz. I have selected 1 megahertz. So this is my 1 megahertz carrier. So this is my 1 megahertz carrier signal what I am having. Now I will have to go again from the home to modulation menu. I have selected amplitude modulation. Now from here I can select the modulation frequency and the modulation signal as well. Now this is my sine wave. I can select what kind of modulating signal I should have. I can select sine, square, triangular and the uniramp, and these are the different modulating signal functions what I can select. So I am selecting from here a sine wave. So I have selected the sine wave. What should be the modulating frequency? Say set it to the 1 kilohertz. So I select modulating frequency of 1 kilohertz. Okay, this is the modulating frequency. What should be the modulation depth? I can select from here modulation depth. Let's say to the 50%. So I have selected the 50% modulation index. The source is internal, whether you have internal modulation or external. External I can connect from the on the back side there is a BNC, I can connect external signal from there. So now let's see how I am getting the conventional %, modulated, amplitude modulated waveform. So if I change the depth of the modulation, say for example, if I go say for 20% modulation, so this is with 20%, you can see that envelope is changing. If I select to say 80% modulation, say for example, I go for 80% modulation, you can see that this is the 80% modulation, you can see that is 80% modulation. So this way what I am doing is, we are changing the depth of the modulation. I can change the modulating frequency. Say right now it is 1 kilohertz. So if I select and I go for 3 kilohertz signal, you can select the 3 kilohertz signal. You can see that now the envelope is changing fast. So this is a 3 kilohertz signal. So this is how I am getting the AM waveform on the oscilloscope. So this is AM signal. Again, let me go back. Let me select 1 kilohertz. I have selected 1 kilohertz. So this is the AM. Arbitrary modulation signal output. Now again I go back to the home. Now this is what a minute. Right now it is, if there is a facility that I can have a double sideband suppressed carrier. Right now it is just having a carrier output, but if I want to remove the carrier, you just select DSB-SC. So now I have selected DSB-SC. So you can see that what we teach student, this is a DSB-SC output. The carrier is cancelled out. If you are having a spectrum, you can see that there is no carrier, only you will be getting the sidebands. The moment I go to the normal double sideband modulation with carrier, I will have to switch off this. So this is the double sideband suppressed carrier without suppressed carrier modulation. So this is how we can go for AM. Similarly, you can go for FM, you can go for PM. Say for example, I go for say example if I go for ASK, but before that let me go back to channel 1. Let me go back to home. Let me go back to continuous mode and selecting the sine wave.